2:06 local time. The ship isn't moving fast. It can't. Because one mistake, and the entire hull splits open. Instantly. No warning. No time to react. Just a violent rupture beneath the surface, and everything above it follows, somewhere below. There's something waiting. Not visible, not loud, not moving, but lethal. The sonar operator leans forward, eyes fixed on a screen that suddenly matters more than anything else on the ship. Possible contact, stationary, seabed, 300 meters ahead. No wake, no heat signature, no movement. Just a shape where no shape should be. And in modern naval warfare, that's enough. Enough to stop a warship. Enough to halt an entire operation. Enough to change everything. The destroyer slows. Engines drop to near idle. Every meter forward, a calculated risk. Every second, a silent negotiation with something unseen. Because this isn't about what you see, it's about what you don't. Naval mines don't chase you. They don't hunt. They don't signal their presence. They wait, silent, patient, invisible until it's too late. And for over a century, they've sunk more ships than missiles, torpedoes, and aircraft combined. Not because they're more advanced, but because they don't need to be. They rely on one thing, inevitability. 2:08. The contact sharpens. The sonar return stabilizes. A clearer outline begins to form, metallic, angular, partially buried in the seabed. Confirmed mine-like object. And just like that, one of the most powerful naval platforms ever built stops. Not because it's outmatched, not because it's damaged, but because of something that doesn't even move. But here's the part most people miss. The US Navy doesn't destroy mines because it has to. It destroys them, because leaving even one behind is worse, much worse. Because a mine doesn't just threaten a ship, it threatens time, movement, confidence. Every vessel that follows must now hesitate. Every commander must now question. And hesitation in warfare isn't neutral. It's lethal. 2:10, the order comes down. Deploy EOD, no debate, no delay. Because this isn't optional, this is doctrine. A remotely operated vehicle slips into the water. Small, precise, controlled. It descends beneath the hull, into darkness, into pressure, into an environment where one wrong move ends everything. The camera flickers, then stabilizes, and then there it is, a naval mine, old design. But that doesn't make it less dangerous. If anything, it makes it more unpredictable. Spiked casing, magnetic trigger, pressure sensors, redundant detonation systems. This isn't just a bomb. It's a layered decision system, waiting for the right moment. 2:12, the operator zooms in, closer, closer. The mine isn't drifting, it's anchored, deliberately placed, positioned in a narrow transit corridor, a choke point, where ships don't have options, where they have to pass. This wasn't random, this was planned. And that changes everything, because now, this isn't just a threat, it's strategy. 2:14, command evaluates options, avoid it, mark it, return later. All technically possible, all strategically flawed, because modern mines don't just explode on contact. They analyze magnetic signature, acoustic profile, pressure displacement. Some even count ships. Ignore the first, wait for the second, or the third, the high-value target, which means the destroyer in front might pass safely, but the carrier behind it wouldn't, and suddenly, avoiding the mine isn't safe, it's dangerous. 2:16, the drone moves closer, within meters now. The mine fills the screen, still, silent, waiting. Then, something changes. A subtle shift in the sediment, a micro-disturbance, barely visible, but enough. The operator freezes. Hold position. Because this one isn't completely dormant. Some mines activate when disturbed. Some react to proximity. Some are already listening. And right now, this one knows something is there. The tension spikes. No one speaks. Because if it triggers now, the drone is gone. And depending on the trigger logic, the ship might be next. 2:18. For carefully, the operator moves, millimeter by millimeter. The charge is placed. No sudden contact. No unnecessary motion. Because even now, one mistake ends it. The drone begins to retreat, slow, controlled. Distance is survival. 220. Charge ready. Confirmation received. And then, detonation. The ocean explodes upward. A deep shock wave punches through the water. A violent column of foam and debris rises, then collapses back into silence. For a moment, nothing. Then the feed stabilizes. The mine is gone. No shape, no shadow, no threat. But that's when the real problem begins. 2:23. The sonar updates. New contacts appear. 1, 2, 4, 6, spread across the seabed. Not random, patterned, intentional. This was never one mine. This is a minefield. And minefields aren't defensive. They're designed to control behavior. Because while you're clearing them, you're not moving. You're not maneuvering. You're not projecting power. You're exposed. And someone out there knows exactly where you are. 2:30. Additional drones deploy, each assigned a sector. Scanning, identifying, confirming, neutralizing. No shortcuts, no assumptions. Because one mistake here doesn't damage a ship, it deletes it. 2:42. Second detonation, then a third, then a fourth. Each explosion controlled, measured, necessary. But every blast sends a signal. We found them, we're clearing them, we're still here. And if someone is watching, they now know exactly where to look. 3:05. Time stretches. Minutes feel like hours. Mine after mine disappears. But never fast enough. Because mine warfare isn't about speed, it's about certainty. And certainty takes time. 3:40. One last contact. Deeper, partially hidden, different. The drone approaches. Slow, deliberate. The shape resolves. More modern, smoother casing, advanced sensor suite, fail-safe systems, and influence mine. This one wasn't meant to stop a ship. It was meant to kill something important. The operator pauses, just for a second, because this one is smarter. 2:58. Charge is placed. The drone retreats. Then, something unexpected happens. A signal spike. The mine reacts. Move! 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 The drone accelerates, pushing distance as fast as possible, because now it's active. 4:02. Detonation. Bigger, sharper, more violent. The shockwave travels fast, slamming through the water, hitting the hull even at distance. A reminder, that if that had detonated beneath the ship, there wouldn't be a second attempt. 4:05. Silence returns. The sonar clears. No contacts, no shapes, no threats, only now, after hours of controlled risk, does the destroyer move forward. Because this is the reality of naval warfare. Power isn't just missiles, or aircraft, or firepower. It's control. And you don't control the sea if you're afraid to move through it. That's why the US Navy doesn't leave mines behind, even when it can. Because leaving one mine means leaving doubt, and doubt kills momentum, kills timing, kills advantage. By 5 o'clock, the fleet is moving again. Routes secured, operations resumed. Everything looks normal, but beneath the surface, the real truth remains. Mines don't chase you. They don't warn you. They don't reveal themselves. They wait. And the most dangerous part? This minefield was never meant to stop them. It was meant to slow them down just long enough for something else to arrive. If you found this breakdown insightful, watch our next video on how modern submarines detect and eliminate targets without ever being seen.